Hey, what's going on, everyone? Seven D Ramont Kohaya Kingdom of Heaven is at hand here with another video. This one is entitled YAH is with us. Now, that might sound very elementary, but trust me, this is a profound message. As I began to delve and dig out the nuances and the jewels and gems of this phrase, YAH is with us, I came up with so much information. I almost found it a difficult task of fitting it all together because I became complexed. I was like, man, the complexity of it, and my mind was trying to wrap around all of the information that I found. And so I just want to keep it simple and keep it short. YAH is with us. And when I say with us, I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelite, because you must understand, brothers and sisters, it's time for us to comprehend and get it within our spirit and our psyche that the Most High is with us. And the evidence is written within our plight. Everything that we've been through, everything that we've gone through, even today, how we have to fight tooth and nail to try to get just a little advancement in this society. How everyone else come in and cosplay as us. All these other nations come in and benefit off of us and make money and prosper and move on. And we feel like we just taken about 3 steps forward and 2 steps and sometimes 3 steps back, or maybe a half step back. And it seemed like we always struggling to get ahead. And these adversities and digressions that we as a people have to endure is nothing but the Most High refining us, brothers and sisters. We must understand that. And so we have to come to the conclusion, you know what? Y'all is with us, because you find a lot of us, we try to escape the tribulation and all of the oppression that we have to endure. My wife and I, we went to a restaurant and we saw these big, nice booths right in the middle of the restaurant where we can watch the TV and enjoy each other. And there was no one sitting in those booths. It was about 3 of them. And my wife said, "Can we have a booth?" She always ask for a booth. And he hesitated. He said, "Sure." The man, he tried to take us way on the backside of the restaurant. And my wife said, "Why can't it's 3 booths right in the middle where we can see the big screen and everything?" And okay. And he was trying to save those booths for individuals that look like him. And so many of you go through similar situations. We always find ourselves toiling with the daily task of living. It's like a task just to survive. I once heard this reggae singer named Joe Higgs, may he rest in peace. He said, living is like fighting to stay alive. And sometimes it's like that. You always find yourself in a battle. You always find yourself, you walk in any given place at any given time. You see eyes on you, people getting nervous, folks moving around, fidgeting around and kind of nervous. You go on vacation. I heard YAH, he say that if you go on vacation and you see a Gentile enjoying tea or enjoying a glass of wine or a pina colada or what have you, and they really enjoying it, soon as they see you, they don't enjoy it as much because you in the midst. Why? Because we find ourselves struggling at every hand, every position, in every place, in every phase of our existence. We always find ourselves struggling through something. And why is that? The reason is the Most High is with us, and the Most High is fashioning us. YAH is fashioning us. We are his peculiar treasure. You heard me say that many times out of the book of Exodus 19th chapter in the 5th verse. But we are Yahweh's work of art, and he's working on us through our situation. And we must understand that when they say Yah is with us, that phrase is very powerful, brothers and sisters. And it applies to our journeys in this realm of existence. Ever since we've been in this earth, no other nation, down through the annals of time, no other nation that ever existed can give our testimony. Only us. And that's indicative to what it says in Revelation. We are the only ones that can give the true testimony of Yahshua. Because what Yahshua went through, we went through. We can no longer interpret the scriptures through Christianity. You're going to be lost, brothers and sisters. The more you cleave to Christianity and trying to interpret scripture, you will miss the essence and the nuances and the most powerful sustenance of scripture that is needed to survive in these times. You'll be lacking because you still interpreting scripture through Catholicism then, and all these Catholics, they the ones that had ecumenical councils and came up with all these different interpretations and applications. And we were enslaved. We were in captivity. We've been in captivity. Why you think we've been in captivity, and why you think we still struggling today? Understand this. It's because we are Yah's peculiar treasure, or how Peter put it, we are chosen generation. Oh yeah, we have interpreted that scripture through Christianity, but it goes deeper than that. We, the Hebrews, have undergone and went through oppression for a reason. And that is to be polished by the Most High. We are the Most High Yah's collector's item, brothers and sisters. So when you look in the book of Revelation, when it said, these are they that came through great tribulation, it's talking about us. Like I said, no other nation can give this testimony. Take, for instance, let us just look at our journey here in the United States, let alone all the other kingdoms that we had to endure. When we had to do Rome, when we had to do Greece, when we had to do Persia, we had to do Egyptian kingdom, and even the Mesopotamia and Babylon again. Throughout all the, as a matter of fact, when you look at Daniel, statue, the head of gold all the way down to the feet, that's us from the head to the toes. It depicts our journey through all those kingdoms and through all of the turmoil that we had to suffer. It depicts us. So let's look at even here in the United States of America, how we had to endure forced labor when we came over here, being forced to do the will of the Gentiles. Yah was with us, being maimed, being mutilated, emasculated. Just crazy stuff, cutting our feet off, cutting our hands, and just doing all, squeezing our thumbs in a vice for punishment. Mangled, disfigured, to the point where we were physically impaired, dismembered, sexually exploited. It wasn't just the women being sexually exploited. A lot of the men got emasculated, little boys. A lot of the slave masters and a lot of the founding fathers, they were homosexuals. Why you think Rome have all those pictures of men and their penises? They love to show that. Even in some of the pictures where they show, they try to depict the Most High and the Son, and all of them naked. They were having sex with little boys. There was a video where they would just break people's teeth and force feed them. All this stuff. We've been through it. And guess what? Yah is with us. Yah was with us and Yah is with us. So we look at all the things that we've undergone, the family separation and the degradation, the beatings, the whipping, the branding, the selling of our children, selling of our spouses, them coming in, they arranging marriages, saying you marry her, you marry him. And if you was a big strapping Hebrew, They force you to have sex with all the young ladies, then turn around and make you commit fornication. They have no right to teach us. They led us astray. And I'm telling you, you still in Christianity, you are going down the wrong path. You're not going the right way. When Jeremiah was instructed by the Most High to stand in the ways, Christianity is one of those ways that y'all are in and y'all don't understand. You were taught by deceivers. You were taught by devils. And brothers and sisters, when it says Yah is with us, it was talking to us. When you look at Isaiah 7:14, where it talks about a virgin, and when it say virgin, it ain't talking about exclusively a young lady that never had sex. Virgin can also mean just a young damsel, a very young lady. And this young lady could have been married, but it says a virgin shall be with child, and she shall bear the child, and they should call his name Emmanuel. You know what? I don't want to quote it. Let me find it. Let me turn to it real quick. Isaiah 7:14, it reads, it says, therefore, Yahweh himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. Emmanuel. What does Emmanuel mean? Well, let us go to Matthew 1:23. Matthew will tell you, he's going to quote Isaiah 7:14, and it reads, behold, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is Yah is with us. You must understand how important it is for us to know that Yah is with us. Why did the Most High allow these prophecies to be spoken? Because he knew that we were going to go through the greatest atrocity known to man. All nations that ever breathed oxygen, none of them ever went through what we had to endure. And guess how we endured it? Yah was with us. Understand what Yah with us really mean. You must understand that. When you look at Matthew 28:20, Yahshua, before he ascended, he told them to, gave a commission to go and teach and preach to all nations. Then he came with a word. He came with the affirmation. He said, lo, I am with you always, to even to the end of the age. I am with you. In Leviticus, the Most High inspired Moses to write and tell the children of Israel, as you journey through all of the changes and all of the challenges that you had, Yah was with you. It really means something to have Yah with us. And Yah did not allow these scriptures to be written for naught. He wants us to know, by him being with us through all the adversity, through all of the nations. You had nations that came together and united and joined themselves as a league against us. You know, I listen to the radio, this brother named Tariq Nasheed, and I listen to him and I see how these Hamites call with all kind of vitriol and venom against us. Mad at black, they call them foundational black Americans, but we are foundational Yah representatives. This goes deeper than just black Americans. We are his representatives. We are his emissaries. We are his object of art. We are his collector's item. That's right. We are. And you have Hamites and all people from other nations upset, mad as hell at us. Why? Because Yah is with us. And everything that they tried to do, broken promises. Why did that happen? So Yah can prove to the world, even though broken promises will not separate me from my covenant people, me from my object of art. Nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use all the things that you did, heathen, to sculpt and configure my people and frame them so the whole world can see the beauty of my choice. This is what we must understand, brothers and sisters. We all know The founding fathers, they were no saints. They had their way. They made their penises raw, raping our women. And they get their arms were tired, and they had the overseers' arms tired, and they had even the other slaves, they got tired of whipping the skin off our bodies. Did everything to try to break us, and many of us, we are damaged today. But guess what? Yah is still with us, brothers and sisters. This is Yah's faithfulness. Yah is faithful. Through all the conflict and contentions and all the things that we have gone through, Yah has accompanied us. He's been alongside us. And this alongside implies loyalty. It implies support. It implies a shared purpose. What's that purpose? To frame us. When you look at Revelation 21:3, it talks about that Yah will dwell with every man. So eventually all men, all nations will see the beauty of Yah's work through us, and they will desire to be with him too. And that is what will raise us up to a standard to where you see in Revelation 3:9 or Revelation 2:9, where the Most High say, I will come and I will allow them to come and bow at your feet. Even in Isaiah, the 40th chapter, I believe, the Most High, Isaiah the 60th chapter, even in Isaiah the 60th chapter, verse 3-5, we see that the Gentile gonna come to our light. It's a light in us. How and why? And what causes that light to shine in us? Yah, he's with us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even as I speak now, Yah is demonstrating through us. Even here in the United States, wherever we are his demonstration. We are his masterpiece, brothers and sisters. We are being justified as we speak. We must be justified within ourselves. How we are justified within ourselves? Through faith, believing, understanding that Yah is with us. Because Yah's going to get his glory no matter what. He's with us. We are the covenant people. We shine. Brothers and sisters, I didn't know anything about any of this growing up. And even when I went to theological seminary, went to Covenant, Tulip, studying all that Christian dogma, John Calvin and all that mess. And we did a lot of philosophizing and theories and exegesis and eisegesis and all the rest of that mess. But once I accept the fact that I am a covenant individual, called to show the Father's love and proclaim his love to all, my understanding opened all the way up. And this is what I'm telling you. You won't get there unless you embrace who you are, Hebrew. The world is waiting on you, even though they don't want you to come to the light. On one hand, and the other hand, they want you to come to the light in their spirit. The ones that really want the Father in their spirit, they want you to come to the light. But in their flesh, no, they don't, because they want to maintain their status on the world stage. But all that is ending. Even now, as we struggle with the back and forths, as we contend and strive, we strive with the governments. We strive, and we're not just striving with the governments. We striving against principalities. We striving against powers. We striving against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what we striving against. And why we striving against it? We wrestling against it. It's tackling us, and we flip it over, and it comes with another move. We wrestling with it. And why? Because all in all, and through it all, the Most High is fashioning us. Can y'all understand this, brothers and sisters? This is deep. This is why Paul talks about Who shall separate us from the love? Let me read it. Let's get some clarity. Let's look at Romans 8:35. It say, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? And when you say Christ, you're talking about the Messiah. And when you talk about the Messiah, is YAH sent. YAH sent to whom? His brothers and sisters. When you look at Exodus, now let's go to Deuteronomy first. Look at Deuteronomy 18:15. This is a prophecy that Moses spoke to the Israelites. You say, Yah, thy power. Well, yeah, I know it say the Lord thy God, but wherever you say Lord, Lord was replaced with Yah. And God, that's a German word. It really was God. To bring more clarity, power, sovereign one. Yah, your sovereign one, will raise up for you a prophet like me from amongst your brothers. You see that? A prophet like me. This is Moses. Moses saying there's going to be a prophet like me, and y'all going to raise him up. And they say you must listen to him. Let me read the King James Version. That was the Berean Standard Bible. The KJV says, Yah, your power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren. See that? Of your brother, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. And when they say hearken, it means to pay attention to. Of him you shall pay attention to. Of him you shall understand. Of him you shall respond appropriately. Of him you shall imply obedience. And so when you look at Paul, when they say who shall separate us from the love of Christ or the Messiah is sent by the Most High from our brothers. We shall listen to, we shall take heed to, we shall not only take heed, but like Umar Johnson say, we should understand, overstand, and understand the prophecy code and the one who was raised up from amongst our brethren. And so when you say, who shall separate us from the love of the one that was raised up? The Most High sent our brother to raise us up. The Most High sent our brother so that we can pattern our lives. Whatever the adversity that he went through, we would go through, and the Most High would send us through it. He would take us through it. He would protect us. The Most High Yah is with us, brothers and sisters. This is what I'm trying to bring across to you, brothers and sisters. Listen to it. I hope this making sense. Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of the Messiah? The one that was prophesied, the one that said Yah is with us, the one that said his name should be Emmanuel. I'm going to get with Emmanuel in a few minutes, and I'm going to just end it and let you go. But let's look at it. Your tribulation. Who been through tribulation as a people? Oh, yeah, they told us to and taught us to read this from a Christian perspective and gave us these little examples where such and such Polycarp did this and Saint Ignatius, he did that. And no. We can look at us, our plight as a people. They're just going to try to make us irrelevant, like we just went through all this stuff for naught. That's a lie, and the truth is not with anyone that preaches that and teaches that and believe that. Shall tribulation. Who went through tribulation? We did. And you got people talking about Jacob's trouble. Man, there ain't nobody thinking about no Jacob's trouble. Jacob then went through his trouble. We went through our Jacob's trouble. We on the way up now. You tell me anything that was going to happen in the tribulation, I'll show you that it happened during chattel slavery and everything in between. They started lynching and hanging us after slavery. Yeah, they did a little, hanging and here and there, but they couldn't do too much because we were property. They made us property. They labeled us 3/5 of human. Why did all this happen, brothers and sisters? It happened to show the world, and not just the world, to show the heavens, and not just the heaven, to show every living organism on the earth. And not just every living organism on the earth, but underneath the earth, Hades, below. The Most High was proven to all his creation, the cosmos, the universe, the multiverse, Everything that's in his creation, the Most High was showing that he had a people, and these people would be made into the jewel. Made, brothers and sisters. So it say, who shall separate us from the love of the Messiah? Shall tribulation or distress? Who been in distress more than us? Persecution? Who been persecuted? Famine? Who been famine? Nakedness? All you got to do is just look. Now they trying to take it off the internet. They paraded us around all these United States, all down in the South, all up in the North, all up in New York, Pennsylvania. It was slavery up there. They had us naked. You even see it on Django. Look at Django Unchained. This ain't no myth. That movie ain't a myth. They had them walking around naked, barefoot in the snow. They even had, even here in Illinois, I was telling the brother Sherman, me and him, we talk on Facebook. I was telling him they had the slaves here in Illinois in the mines, in the salt mines. And they would walk on the salt, and that sharp rock, and the bedrock of the rock would bust open the sores and petrifying sores. And they had to walk, and the salt would eat in their flesh. Who been through all this, brothers and sisters? Us. And how did we endure it? Yah was with us. Man, I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for Jacob to wake up. And that's not just a cliche. I know a lot of us say it, but it's high time, brothers and sisters. Come out. Open your eyes. Ask the Most High to anoint your eyes with eye salve so you can see. As I say, hearken. You got to see, brothers and sisters. All of this came when I started digging. But let me finish reading this. Or persecution or famine. Been in famine. My father, he told me about them not having much to eat. And one of his buddies, my father, he was in the 30s. And my father was a little boy. And they was in the field. And one of his friends stole an ear of corn. And daddy, he told his friend, don't do it. He stole it anyway. And the white man caught him. And the white man tied him up and whipped him and said he whipped him all day. Daddy said he cried till he couldn't cry no more. He had no more tears. And the boy was howling and howling, and he whipped, and daddy said the boy hollered so he didn't have no voice. He went to just, the man still whipping him. And the spirit that I'm talking about, that spirit of the Most High being with us, it rose up in this man. He was a sharecropper, and he saw it, and he couldn't take it no more. And he rose up and walked up to that Gentile, pale-skinned man, looked him in the eye, and he said, don't you hit that boy, bam, another time. And I mean, Daddy said he was sore afraid that this man named Bap Dave was going to get hung. But you know what? That white man looked and saw the spirit of the Most High in him. He put the whip down and walked away. And Bap Dave went and untied the young boy and said, you all right, son. Go on. That's what Daddy said. He told him. This is the time we in. We in a time of awakening. We in a time of revelation. We in a time where things are being uncovered. And they being uncovered. You look at Congress. Congress going crazy. Trump, he addressed Congress, and they was up there acting a fool. Why? Because the time is up. And the time of the revelation, the revealing of Yah's chosen people through their brother and his son. We all the sons, but we got a son that was sent, a Messiah. He's going to shine through us. This is why John said we shall be like him, and we shall see him as he is when he shall appear. We going to be the Most High. It's going to shine through our brother, and my brother and Messiah is going to shine through us, and people in the world going to see us for who we really are. Let me finish this scripture. Verse 36 of Romans, the 8th chapter. Now let me go back to 35. I stopped at famine. And I was talking about Bap Day through nakedness. nakedness, through perils, being peril. Who else? Running for your lives, being eaten by dogs. You remember that on Django where they just ate that man up, and that ain't just a movie. They sick dogs on us. They did it in the 60s. Why you think we went through all that? Because the Most High been fashioning us, shaping us, and molding us through peril. And we've been through all kind of perilous situations, being shot down. Even now, all the shootings that we've been through, it wasn't done for naught. The souls of all the Hebrew Israelite that was shot down by law enforcement is crying out to the Most High under the altar of souls. This thing goes deep, and it's go deeper than this Christian mess. I'm on the mission here with this truth, and we ain't got time to be fooling, dipping, and dabbling around something that these Gentiles gave us. What's wrong with y'all? Coming up here with all that nonsense, acting like a bunch of stepping, fetch it, buck dancing, bojangling, monkey shine, with all that damnable religions, movement and religious ideology that these heathens gave you. When y'all gonna wake up from all that foolishness? Peril, sword. We were in peril and they killed us through sword. This is Paul saying, who shall separate us? This is talking about the Hebrew Israelite. The Hebrew Israelite that were in Rome. That's what Romans is written to. It's time for y'all to understand what's going on. Perils, sword, being hung in trees, being burned alive. Y'all don't like to talk about it, but we got to talk about it so we can understand that it's been the Most High with us all along, even now. We trying to get reparations, and I know many people say they're not going to get it. It's not whether we're going to get it or not. We are putting it in the people's face of who we are, and we proclaim it to the world that we are the children of Israel. If there is any religion that you in and it denies who the children of Israel are, it's a false religion. Folks over there ain't the children of Israel. And it's not just acknowledging the children of Israel. You got to start walking in that knowledge, in that understanding. You can't just say we are the children of Israel and still operating in the tenets of Christianity just for a few coins and shekels. Verse 36, and it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. Now, who is this talking about? We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Now, who was driven and paraded through the streets like sheep? Nobody but us. As a nation, I'm talking about. Verse 37, nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors. See that? Through him that loved us. Who him that loved us? The Most High and our brother's Messiah. He loved us. This is why you see in Revelation that what Most High say, I'm going to cause them to bow at your feet, and they shall know that I loved you. It's talking about us. The Most High is with us, brothers and sisters. Verse 38, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor power, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in the Messiah, Yahshua, our master. This message is about the Most High. Yah is with us, brothers and sisters. When you talk about with, brothers and sisters, it's beautiful. Just look up. I need to quit scrolling because I went up to verse 31 and said, what shall we say? What shall we then say to all these things? If Yah be for us, who can be against us? You see that? And then it say, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? It's talking about us, the elect, the chosen of the Most High. We got a job to do. Like I say, when you read in Revelation 21:3, it talks about, let me read it. Revelation 21:3, it says, and behold, a loud voice from the throne saying, behold, the dwelling place of the sovereign one is with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and Yah himself will be with them as their power. With. You see what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? This is very powerful. Yah is with us. In the end, nations going to be with. And guess how they going to come to the nations? How they going to get to the point where the Most High would be with them? They got to go through the gates, the 12 gates to the holy city. And those 12 gates are labeled with all the tribes of Israel. This thing is deep, brothers and sisters. When they say with, when they talk about being with, the Most High being with, those are Hebrew terms, and you need to understand the Hebrew terms. One of the terms is Immad, which Emmanuel is derived from. Immad in Hebrew term is Immad. That's how you pronounce it, Immad. And that's an ayin. The ayin make the sound of a eh. A mem, the mem make the sound of m. And a dalid, and the dalid make the sound of a d. Immad. Immad. The ayin is an I in Hebrew. And that represent insight, foresight, hindsight, wisdom. So when you say Immad, which means with, it also denotes that the Most High will have insight as we journey on, and foresight, and show us which way to go. It means to see. The Most High is our seer. In the Old Testament, the Most High sent seers. They called them seers. It represents a light in our path, brothers and sisters. Thy word is a light into our path, and Yahshua, our Messiah, is the word of the Most High. It's a light. It guides. It directs. Matthew, the 6th chapter, around the 22nd verse. The eye is the lamp of the body. Exodus 3:7, when Moses went to the Most High, he said, why you don't hear? And Most High told Moses, I have seen the affliction. So see the eyesight, the insight, the perception, it comes through the struggle. It comes through all the pain and the agony. The M represent water, waves of water dashing. Don't you remember in the book of Mark, I think the 4th chapter, around the 38, 36, 37, 39th verse, where Yahshua was in the boat and the waves were dashing, and they woke him up and said, carest not that thou perish? And he said, oh yeah, little faith. That waves and the water and the turmoil, the massive storm. I've been to Israel. I've been to the Sea of Galilee, a beautiful place. That sea, and when you get out in the midst of it, the storms erupt at the drop of a hat. And so those storms and the waves dashing, it represent the trials of life, the turmoil that we've been through as a people, danger, the perils, all those things that Paul discussed in the 8th chapter of Romans. Mem, it makes the M sound. This is where Emmanuel derives from, which means Yah is with us. I'm giving you the breakdown of the Hebraic understanding and connotation. Immad, the D is a door. The door is a portal, a gateway, a path, a door. You on a path, and in this path there's all kind of turmoil, but there is a door. You go through the door. You read in Revelation 7:14, I believe, there was a people that were arrayed and their robes were washed. And the question arose, who are these people? Say is people that came through great tribulation. Through that door, through great tribulation, through the agony, through all of the oppression, through all of the turmoil. Understand what the Most High is doing. And understand when it says Yah is with us, it underscores his faithfulness toward us, his support system. It implies that he is loyal to us, he supports us, and we have a shared purpose with our brother and Messiah. That's where Paul was talking about when he said in Romans, the 8th chapter and around the 30, I can't remember which verse. Let me see. Yeah, in the 32nd verse. It say, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? He's going to give us, and we're going to be justified. It's the justification. Yah is justifying. We being justified because we've been foreordained. There's also a Hebraic connotation of with. It's pronounced eth. Eth starts with the character of an aleph. Aleph, it makes the sound. And the aleph, it represents strength, power, and might. So we must understand that strength and might is with us. It means it's an unbridled, you hear me say it I don't know how many times, it's a representation of an unbridled force. Then you get with the tav. The tav make the T sound or the TH sound. I can't talk. A T sound and a TH sound. T or t, th, eth. And the tav is the last character or letter in the Hebraic alphabet. Instead of saying alphabet, I say alphabet. Alpha is Greek. Aleph is Hebrew. And eth. The eh is the first character in the Hebraic alphabet. And the t is the tav, which is the last character. And the tav is a sign. It's a mark. We are Yah's signature. We are his sign. And he gonna put his stamp of approval. This is why when you read in Revelation, it say they were sealed. Even Paul talk about it in Ephesians, sealed with the Holy Spirit. Not you just hollering Jesus and making all that noise, breath stinking, booty stinking, musty. It's time for you to understand what this is all about, brothers and sisters. But if you don't want to understand, go ahead, continue to do it. You're going to find out. A mark, a sign, a stamp, an emblem. We are an distinctive badge. When I go to work, I have to have my badge to get in. I have to have my badge to clock in. I have to have my badge to do just about everything inside. We are the most high badge for people to function in this earth when the total consummation of all kingdoms occur and the crescendo of all events come to its conclusion. Nation's going to have a badge to function in the Father's renewed creation. And they only going to be able to get that badge through his people that been through the tribulation. How did they become that people where the whole nation will look to? They became it, that representation through the power of the Almighty and his accompaniment with them down through the annals of time, from creation to creation, from age to age. Yah is with us, brothers and sisters. Immad, which is Emmanuel, and eth. Both of them is the Hebraic terminology of with, which is some powerful stuff for us to really grasp and comprehend. You grasp and you understand and you hearken when you go through. You are the exemplification and the illustration of the Most High. You are his artwork. So go through it with patience. Like Paul told us, endure patience. It possess your soul. It's enough. I'm serving on D. Ramont. Shalom.